Eric Burgess here, and we've been given the following problem. 3x to the 3/4 is equal to x to the 1/2. And they want us to solve for x. So this thing looks kind of scary at first because, you know, they are exponents, they're fractions, and they're not the same, which we have not run into yet. And so how are we going to deal with such a thing? Well, the name of the game is we need to get rid of these fractions. And so we could kind of just look at the fractions. Ignore everything else. Let's just take a look at these fractions. Let's see. We've got 3/4 and we've got 1/2. And looking at these, is there a number we can multiply by that will get rid of all the fractions? So basically, we're looking for a lowest common denominator. And here we see, well, this one's 4 and this one's 2. So if we multiply by 4, it will simplify with everything, right? Because 4 is made up of 2's. So the 2 will be taken care of with the 4. So by identifying this lowest common denominator, we are able to tell that, hey, if we raise both things to the 4th power, they will simplify out all the powers. What I mean by that is if we take 3 times x to the 3/4 and we raise this to the 4th power, and if we do it to one side, we have to do it to the other. And we very purposely picked 4 because it works for both 4 and 2. So check this out. So we're going to get 3 to the 4th. And then this 4, so the 4 goes to the 3. But this 4 will also cancel with this 4. Or not cancel, it will simplify to 1. And we'll be left with 3/1, which is just x cubed. That's equal to, this 4 is simplified with the 2. The 2 will become 1. Let me write the 1's in. And the 4 will become 2, right? Because 2 goes into 4 twice. So we get a 2. And that's 2 times 1. So that's x squared. So now we have a much simpler looking thing because we got rid of the fractions. So that's pretty nice. So now what we can do is I'm going to divide by x squared. Now, some people I see, they'll do stuff like this. They'll do like minus x squared to both sides. And like this step, well, it's a valid step. You could do this. There's nothing wrong with doing it. It's just you're going to wind up with a form that's not very useful because then you've got to figure out how you're going to deal with the this. You could try factoring, and it's just a lot of extra steps. But notice here that we can just divide out both sides by x squared. If we do that, this side will just become 1. And so we essentially get rid of that. And it'll simplify nicely with this since these are being multiplied. So if we divide out by x squared to both sides like so, we will simplify this side out to 1 because x squared over x squared, that's just 1. And this side, whenever we have exponents, in this case, since they're both positive, if we were to bring this x squared up, 3 to the 4th times x cubed times x to the -2, when these are the same, we can just go ahead and do a subtraction. We just combine them together. So you would technically, you're adding a -2, or you could just look at it as 3 minus 2. So this is 3 to the 4th. 3 minus 2 is just 1. And so you get this. Now, if I were doing this like I normally am, I'm just showing this step for clarity. I would just say, oh, that's just 3 minus 2. That's just x. Like the 2 of these x's cancel out with 2 of these x's, and we're left with 1x at the end. That's another way. That's the way I typically look at it. I think most people look at it that way. But this is kind of why we can do it. So, okay. Now, looking at this, we say, well, we can divide out this 3 to the 4th to both sides. You could have evaluated this. It's just another step. The numbers will be more digits to write. And we're going to get x is equal to 1 over whatever 3 to the 4th is. I know 3 to the 4th I think is 81, if memory serves, because 27 is 3 cubed times 3, so 81. We could check it. Yep, it's 81. So we get 1 over 81. And this is our answer. So we could write the elements of x. X is an element of the set, meaning that one of the numbers in here makes it true. And we say that 1 over 81 should do the job. Now we could check it. Doesn't take that long. So we could say 3 times, and then we have 1 over 81 raised to the 3 divided by 4. Now in some calculators, they don't bring it up like this, so you have to put parentheses around this. And what do we get? We get 0.111111. Sure. Now let's go ahead and take the square root. Nope, I don't want the square root of the answer. So we're going to take 1 over 81. And we're going to take the square root of it, or the 1/2. It's the same thing. We get the same thing. So we see that our answer checks. We could write as expected next to it. You'd probably want to write this down on your paper to show that you checked it. But it checks out. We're very confident this is the answer. If you have any questions about this, let me know. Subscribe. If you're a Citrus College student, stop by online tutoring. We're there to help you out. And we will catch you in the next problem.